My name is Brett Johnson, and we're looking at principles of a divine pause, a divine reset, and a divine restart. We need to get to restart. We can't just stay in reset. The principle today is you're never too old to restart. You're never too old to restart. Exodus chapter 7, verse 7, it says that the combined age of the startup leaders was 163, and there were only two of them. Moses was 80, Aaron was 83 years old. And so we can be tricked into thinking that we're too old to restart. This is just one crisis too many, one financial collapse too many, and we're just going to give up. Yesterday I watched a documentary of a couple who had left the UK and gone to Croatia, bought an old farmhouse which was a wreck. And the guy said, if we don't get our planning permission, I'm just going to go back to the UK, live in a council house, which means live rent-free. He said, I won't even come out of the front to mow the lawn. His wife said, I think you will. But anyway, the point is we can feel if there's one more crisis, we don't have it in us to begin again. But this startup team was 80 plus 83. Isn't that pretty amazing? I remember when I was in a church on the Mid-Peninsula, Redwood City, there was a man in my convergence class, a medical doctor. He said, I've been in this church 49 years. I've occupied just about every position. I'm 80 years old, but I just believe God has something else for me. And that's the attitude we need to have, that we're never too late to start. Recently I watched Sid Roth, a guy who records stuff on the miraculous, and he just had a dream. And he said, I'm 80 years old, nearly 80 years old, and I'm trusting that God has more for me. Moses lived until 120 years old. His eyes weren't dim. He didn't need reading glasses. His strength didn't fade because he lived in the presence of God, in the glory of God. This is time for us to watch our mental attitude. Another friend of mine, when he turned 50, the devil said to him, you've peaked. You've peaked. That's it. It's downhill from here. Watch out for the lies of the enemy that would tell you it's too late, it's over, you just need to retire. Yes, the way you do things can change in different seasons in life, but there's no such thing as retirement in Scripture from what we see. God can take you from being a young man to being a father to being an old man. Sure, that's no problem. But what's your mindset? Remember, you're never too old to restart. We live in an era where sometimes in some communities age is disdained. Sometimes young leaders have got too much to lose, however, and the older leaders have already lost it. They know they've lost it, so they don't care about their reputation. They don't care as much about their finances. They're willing to risk more. We need more godly, older leaders. Maybe this is a time when the wisdom of the old can take hands with the energy of youth. If you're young, find somebody with gray hair or no hair. If you're old, find some young people who can lift your arms, walk with you, not serve your vision, but where collectively you can serve the kingdom together. We're looking for a multi-generational collaboration. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and later Joseph, eventually Moses. Remember, God is a multi-generational God. So you're never too old to restart. Buck up, get back on the horse.